Hello, everyone. Today, I'm excited to present our ongoing project, Discovery Space, Fostering Deep Conceptual Understanding Through Personalized Learning Paths. This project, co-funded by the European Union under Erasmus+, aims to explore innovative approaches to personalized education, enhancing deep learning experiences tailored to each student's needs. Many of us remember the struggle of memorizing facts, convinced it wasn't worth the effort and that we'd never use that information in real life. This type of learning can be classified as surface learning. It represents an introductory phase where students encounter new concepts, skills, and strategies for the first time. While it may feel tedious, this stage is crucial as it lays the groundwork for deeper, more complex thinking as students advance. However, we also recall moments when a particular topic clicked for us. We understood it deeply, connected the dots, and saw how it linked to other subjects. We became curious and sought to explore further. We are talking about deeper learning. Deeper learning involves moving beyond basic understanding to a more comprehensive grasp of concepts. This advanced phase enables students to connect, apply, and extend their knowledge in meaningful ways. However, achieving this level of understanding typically requires more instructional time and a solid foundation. When students have initial grasp of concepts, they are better equipped to explore subjects at a deeper, more conceptual level. But what is deep learning? It is a complex process. The William and Flora Hewlett Foundation tried to define it as the skills and knowledge students in the 21st century must have to succeed in their lives. Central to deeper learning is a set of core competencies that students must master to achieve a strong understanding of academic content that enables students to apply to problems both in the classroom and later on their jobs. These include critical thinking and problem solving, self-regulated learning, collaboration and communication, creativity and innovation, digital literacy, metacognitive skills, emotional intelligence, global and cultural awareness, ethical and social responsibility. The competences are interconnected and often developed together through diverse learning experiences and settings. To foster deeper learning competencies, educators can use diverse instructional methods. Approaches such as project-based learning, inquiry-based learning, problem-based learning, challenge-based learning, case-based teaching emphasize active, engaged, student-centered learning. These methods develop skills like critical thinking, collaboration, and problem solving, and relate academic learning to real-world applications. While they share common goals, each approach has a unique focus, structure, and a set of pedagogical strategies. Discovery Space is developing scenarios that focus on engaging students in inquiry-based learning through the use of remote and virtual labs and databases. By integrating technology-enhanced learning approaches into science education, students gain abundant opportunities for exploration and inquiry. These environments, featuring simulations, interactive games, data sets, and remote laboratories, provide genuinely effective learning experiences that foster deeper understanding and engagement in scientific concepts. Discovery Space is designing an exploratory learning environment to facilitate students' inquiry and problem solving while they are working with virtual and remote labs. This environment will be enabled with an AI-driven lifelong learning companion to provide the necessary support and guidance to the students along an individualized learning path. In Discovery Space, we are working towards the creation of deeper learning conditions, and we wish specific misconceptions can be addressed and targeted feedback can be provided for each student. We wish to provide support, guiding each student along an individualized learning pathway. We wish we knew the students' specific interests and provide relative material to encourage them during the learning process and enhance their motivation. We wish to follow in real time each student's progress. So our aim is to employ AI to ensure the deeper learning to every student. Discovery Space will design Discovery Space will design an exploratory learning environment to facilitate students' inquiry and problem solving while they are working with virtual and remote labs. This environment will be enabled with an AI-driven lifelong learning companion to provide the necessary support and guidance to the students along an individualized learning pathway. A more personalized instruction is achieved in this way, favoring deeper learning. In this way, specific misconceptions can be addressed and targeted feedback can be provided for each student. Inquiry is the process in which students are engaged in scientifically oriented questions. They perform active experimentation, they formulate explanations from evidence, they evaluate their conclusions considering alternative explanations, and they communicate their proposed conclusions. Discovery Space adopted this 5-phase process of inquiry-based learning: engagement, hypothesis, experiment, data analysis, and reflection. As you can see, each phase relates to a problem-solving process. Engagement with exploring and understanding, hypothesis with representing and formulating, experiment with planning and executing, data analysis with monitoring and reflecting, and the same in the last phase as reflection. So how does a scenario workflow goes in Discovery Space? Discovery Space constructs the scenarios in such a way that during each phase the student deals with several challenges, and according to his/her performance, either continues to the next phase or must perform more tasks before moving on forward. The model proposed here considers that the student's performance at each phase of the scenario is evaluated. Students who demonstrate deeper understanding of the phenomena under study will follow a different learning path that will include more complex tasks and challenges. Students who demonstrate moderate understanding will follow another learning path with scaffolds to improve their understanding. Students who are demonstrating lower levels of understanding of the phenomenon under study will need to get involved in additional activities that could possibly facilitate the deeper understanding of the experiment and the phenomenon under study. So our challenge lies in designing activities, questions, and problems that effectively engage students while differentiating their understanding. And then the AI-driven companion needs robust data to ensure it is effectively trained to support and guide students in an individualized manner. So where are we now? At this stage, we have developed 10 scenarios, and we are beginning to introduce them to schools this school year. Our goal is to gather data that will help us refine and improve these scenarios based on real-world feedback. And the good news is that several of the scenarios that are being developed are related to astronomy. The phases of the moon, for instance, the seasons and landing on Mars are already 3 topics that we have scenarios for. So I leave you here our contacts. We hope you have the opportunity to follow our progress, and for sure we will have exciting news next year. Thank you for listening.